Hey guys, welcome to Sippin' and Spillin' with Sid from 3 Mississippi. I hope you're having a wonderful day today. It's fixing to storm. I can hear the thunder rumbling in the background. It's starting to get dark that way. It's supposed to start really downpouring here any minute now from what I understand. We managed to avoid it mostly Saturday and Sunday. We had a little bit on Saturday morning. But nothing. We were supposed to have like big storms all weekend and nothing. So, but it's coming now, I guess. So we're about to have some stuff happening. So I had moved the goats over into the electrified chicken run, just because there were some taller things in there that the chickens were not eating. So I let them mow a lot of that down for a few hours this morning, but we just moved them back because when there's a storm coming, all the birds can go into the coop, but the goats can't go into the coop. So, and our goats are kind of, got 2 of them that are pregnant, and so it's just like, I'd rather put them back in their own space and not have to do it later during the storm and put them back with the dogs. So, got that done, and honestly, I'm a little bit at a loss today because I am running into town here soon for my first physical therapy appointment for my hip and everything, and so we'll see how that goes. But this weekend there was so much going on that wasn't really channel related. There was some farm stuff that we did. Frankie did a little more grading on the driveway. We moved some stuff with the birds. We were moving stuff in the shop because Mike's starting that electrical project to add that box in there. There's been a few things like that we were doing, but just kind of weird little odds and ends. And so I didn't really film anything. Also, I wasn't super mobile for a couple of days. I was really struggle bussing with my pain level until Sunday. Which if you guys watched yesterday's Sippin' and Spillin', I was feeling so much better on Sunday, and I'm feeling about the same today. I'm having more twinges in my hips today, I would say, than I did yesterday, but still vastly improved from previous days. So I just didn't get any real filming or projects really worked on that were film worthy. I know sometimes, we've gotten comments before about like, oh, how come, and I know other channels have dealt with the same thing, like, why isn't this done yet? Or why haven't you done this? Or why don't you do that? I think what people forget is, when we put out a, 10, 20, 30-minute video of something that we've worked on, a lot of times that is either a full couple of weeks worth of things into the one project, or you're seeing the most exciting part of the project condensed down from a full 8-hour day or from a full weekend or from whatever, condensed down to make it appealing. And there's a lot of other things that were done that nobody sees. Just like if you were to go into the kitchen and make yourself a sandwich, you had to go pull out the bread, the mayo, the mustard, the lettuce, the cheese, the meat, the whatever. You didn't just walk into your kitchen, it was all laid out on the counter and you were just able to show it on film being assembled, right? Like, you had to go to the store, you had to make the decision of which things you were gonna get, you had to shop for them, you had to bring them home, like, you had to get them out of the refrigerator, out of the cupboard, whatever, right? So it's the same way when there's projects or things on the farm that we share with you guys, there's an assembly to it, and it doesn't happen overnight, and it doesn't happen like just in 30 minutes. That was, oh, that's a big one right there. That's a big one right there. Beulah loves to go down into the pasture when it's thundering. It's like her favorite thing. When she saw me walking over, she came up, but I hadn't started the camera yet, so she was kind of like, oh, you're not going to pay attention to me? Deuces. But yeah, so it's fixing to start raining real soon. But so I'm not sure what I'm going to do. Typically we post videos on Fridays and Tuesdays. And I have a couple of ideas for some things that I could maybe do for a video for tomorrow, but I'm not sure how I feel about them yet. I'm still kicking them around. But the other thing is that we did have some hatches this morning. If you guys remember, I've got several Muscovy hens sitting on clutches, and one of them that hatched out the original clutch that I had took a few of the ducklings and took them up to David on Come On Mountain is coming. I hear it. We're gonna go inside, or at least under the shelter here, so that I don't get my microphone wet and my camera wet. But I can hear the rain starting to hit over there. But anyway, that being said, I think that you know, with that hen, if you guys remember, I did band her, so I knew which one she was, and she was still broody even after I pulled all the ducklings from that hatch group. She, whew, a little step there. That one's a little hard. She immediately went back to sitting. I pulled a bunch more duck eggs for her, stuck them under her. Well, they hatched sometime between late afternoon yesterday evening and today. When I went out there yesterday to check on everybody, I thought I heard chirping, like burp, 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 but I only heard like 1, 2, and then I didn't hear anything. So, and she wasn't in a moving mood, so I didn't see anything. But this morning when I went out there, all the babies were fluffy and had hatched out. There was one that was like clearly still wet and sticky, that had like just hatched. Look at that sky, guys. Woo! Look at that. Oh, here comes the wind. Oh, I gotta batten down the hatches. Oh, I gotta hit my. There's a couple things out here that are not secured. We gotta batten down the hatches. This is what happens. Oh, here it goes. Oh, this is a little bit windy. This is a little bit windy all of a sudden. Oh my. Okay, we're gonna drag this in here. There's a couple things I'm gonna pick up and throw into the shop. I've got my brooders out here. We had cleaned them out, and get these in here. We had cleaned them out, and they were drying in the sun, and then it rained a little bit, so then we were laying them back out to dry again. I'm just gonna pull them in here so they don't blow away for a minute. He's gonna be mad because they're working on cleaning out the shop right now. He's gonna be mad that I just brought these in here, but I don't want them to blow away and make like a, what's the word I'm looking for? Like a tent, like a balloon sail or something. He's got one of his water jugs over. Oh, here comes the rain. It's a-coming. One of his water jugs from his plants blowing away over here. So, there we go. Let me get this somewhere secured. Let me get under the overhang here. There we go. So yeah, it's storming. It's starting to. As you can see, the wind has definitely picked up. I'm not excited about having to drive into town if it gets much worse than this, but yeah, we got to do what we got to do, right? So we'll see. I am stressing a little bit. I really do try to keep us on schedule for posting videos. But sometimes I'm like, I have lack of inspiration, or we're still on the same project. Like we're still kind of finishing some of the driveway stuff because we did get some rain Friday, Saturday, so we weren't able to finish working on it. So we've kind of put our attention on that. And so, yeah, it's just kind of like, well, there's some stuff that it's like I just did videos on that, and like there's really nothing else to show. We're basically still just grinding it in, like doing laps on it in the truck and grading it more with the box blade, and like, those kinds of things, kind of, boring stuff. So I'm not sure what I'm gonna do for tomorrow, honestly. I guess we'll see what happens, but I will I say tomorrow, you guys will either see me post a video on 3 Mississippi today or not. I don't know. I hate skipping, but I got nothing. So we'll see. It happens sometimes. It just happens sometimes. Anyway, guys, I appreciate you. I hope you're having a really blessed day. I hope the weather's not too bad where you are. Did get it cooled down quite a bit, though, that's for sure. And as always, guys, remember, safety's off. Thunder's on, but safety's off.